Now to the cackling witch herself, Joy Behar from The View, whose jealousy is something to behold.
I think she's probably been put in there because according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
Here is Joy objectifying the White House press secretary, saying she only has the job because she's hot.
Joy Behar's sudden departure from The View has rocked the television, WoWorld.a fans, our critics, and even her fellow co-hosts are left in disbelief, acing for any explanation behind the shocking turn of events. Behar, renowned for her bold views and unfiltered co-commentary, has weathered plenty of controversies in the Papist. At this time, it seems the storm surrounding her may have finally hit a tie-to-pingo point. Is keeping tight-lipped out the true reason behind Joy Behar abrupt? Exit. To rumors of a looming legal battle are gaining steam, specifically a defamation lawsuit filed by Karoline Leavitt Behar, ready no stranger to controversy. Mani now questioning if this lawsuit was the tip-tipping, I point out led the network to part ways with the outspoken host. Firestorm began when Behar made a pointed joke about Leavitt, works as Donald Trump's press secretary, ring a segment that quickly went viral. Behar insinuated that Leavitt appointment wasn't based on her political or professional murmurit, rather her physical appeal. According to Trump, that Themant caused immediate outrage, the critics accusing Behar hypocrisy and blatant disrespect as Asgal tensions movement seems Behar fight at ABC may have been sealed the moment those words hit the radio. No way. Burning question is this DI. Did Behar Nali go too far? Is there more to the story that ABC is desperately trying to keep under wraps?
The ever-empowering feminist Joy herself, everyone. And this is why, of course, she's on The View and not working for the most powerful man in the world.
What do we Behar's next is honestly not surprising given her track record. You did still pretty sassad. Let's check it out.
She's probably been put in there because according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though, it's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
To Theoment, Joy Behar that bombshell re-remark, he atmosphere in the View studio in Stone Cold G. Gasp showed through the audience, and even her co-hosts, who are no strangers to Behar blunt co-commentary, are left visibly stunned at the real explosion came online. Within minutes, social media was set on fire with critics from all corners, lasting Behar reducing a female politician to nothing more than her appearance T. The irony is that years Behar's proudly presented herself as a staunch advocate for women's rights, constantly calling out sexism in politics, media, and entertainment. At this time, her own words came back to bite her. Viewers are stunned by the high hypocrisy. How would someone who supports feminism and women's empowerment so easily diminish another woman's accomplishments? The backlash was swift and overwhelming, with the internet quickly demanding accountability.
Here is Joy objectifying the White House press secretary, saying she only has the job because she's hot.
Hashtags like Stop Joy Behar and Fire Joy Behar quickly flooded Twitter, with even some of her staunchest supporters struggling to back her up. The sense of disappointment was unmistakable. Fans who once admired her boldness now felt let down, seeing the comment as both dismissive and degrading. But as the outrage reached a fever pitch, Bear seemed unfazed. Rather than confronting the mounting backlash, she brushed it off as just another temporary storm, acting as though the fury would fade away on its own. But this wasn't your typical media storm. It quickly escalated into a full-blown crisis. The situation took a sharp turn when Karoline Leavitt made it clear she wasn't going. To let this slide, the press secretary spent no time firing back, taking the ultimate step, legal action.
Karoline would wipe the floor with you bitter banshees any day.
How well you can do your job, and the American people agree with that sentiment. So it's about confidence, skill, and merit.
Karoline didn't just respond with a strongly worded statement. He went straight for the legal jugular rather than simply condemning Joy Behar co-comments. Lee took the matter to court, ringing a lawsuit that accused Behar of outright defamation. This wasn't just about wounded pride. Legal experts quickly pointed out that Leavitt case ran far deeper. He wasn't just claiming of offense, He argued that Bahar's words had actively damaged her professional standing, and to make matters worse, his lawsuit didn't just suggest a simple slip of the toe tongue, accused Behar of acting with malicious intent deliberately, attempting to undermine Leavitt's credibility.
Focused on ensuring that the most competent individuals, the best and the brightest in this country, are in positions.
The Leavitt work had stood by Behar through countless PR problems. At this time, the stakes were much higher. A defamation lawsuit wasn't just bad per press, deposed a potential financial and reputational nightmare ex-executives, allegedly rushed into emergency meetings, rambling to figure out their next move. If he backed Behar, I'd be diving head first to a brutal legal battle. He that could tarnish the network reputation for months, I'd be even years. If they decided to cut ties, I'd be losing one of the view's most polarizing and headline-grabbing stars. Tension backstage was palpable. AF members were reportedly as pool split. Me felt Behar had finally crossed the line. Others claimed she was being unfairly singled out. Siders revealed that intense discussions were already in motion as the network scrambled to figure out how to manage the fallout.
Joy Behar may have your jobs because of wokeness, but do not smear a competent professional woman like Karoline Leavitt.
Options here being weighed from a temporary suspension to demanding a public apology. Yet the most drastic step on the table was forcing Behar to step down completely. If ABC was considering that Huawei would mean they'd be believed to sisk scandalous beyond salvaging.
With your nonsense, and don't lie about this being her first job. We know what you're doing there.
What they have started as just another fleeting controversy quickly escalated into a full-blown crisis for Leavitt. Leavitt work rushed to contain the fallout. Ute before they could find you out, boom. He bombshell dropped. Bob Harris officially leaving the They View. C's statement was as vague as it was suspect, implies saying Behar had decided to step away. Let's be real. Obadi was buying that this was a voluntary exit. Liming was far too convenient, right on the heels of Karoline Leavitt's lawsuit, and a social media for frenzy hat showed no signs of slowing behind closed doors. Sources say ABC's top brass had already alled their cacao. Had become too much of a liability, and the network was cutting their losses before things got even. Messier's reactions to her exit were nothing short of explosive. Viewers were cheering, laming Behar had gotten away with too much for too long with her unfiltered opinions, and it was finally time she faced real consequences. They owe it as long delayed accountability, alling out what they viewed as a recurring pattern of hypocrisy in her commentary. For others, anger was palpable to them. C's choice smacked of corporate cowardice. Major network cling under political pressure instead of supporting one of its most outspoken stasters. Just that hat, debate was spaz-parked. Swayze's a justified response to an inappropriate remark, or yet another case of cancel culture silencing a media veteran for speaking her mind. See social media news outlets and even late night shows began, tearing apart every angle. Wasar's exit really all about the lawsuit? Had ABC been looking for an excuse to push her out for good? With our gongona, the attention now shifts to the View itself.
The fact that Democrats have been labeling President Trump a to democracy for the better half of 10 years. Let's talk about how they have compared him to Hitler, one of the worst mass in the history of the world, and that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden weaponized the court system and the justice system in this country against Donald Trump in an attempt to imprison him. He sat through a courthouse for 7 weeks this past year, and the Democrats were hoping he would go to jail for it. That is real political violence that has led to 2 heinous attempts on President Trump's life that, by the grace of God, he was able to escape, and he is here with us today.
It's great to see someone as patriotic as Karoline. He truly supports Trump and stands by her views. It's something Joe joined her friends from The View should take note of.
So yes, President Trump knows a little bit about political because he's experienced it himself. And talking about the tragic realities of that Liz Cheney and her father, Dick Cheney, have got this country into is not political. It's talking about the reality of the foreign conflicts that the Washington, D.C. establishment have sold out young Americans to for decades.
Well, what next for the long-running auction show? I will play it safe and bring in a less divisive voice? Or will they double down and replace her with someone just as fiery and perhaps Momari Ressing who could possibly fill the hole left by Bahar's departure? Love her or loathe her, here's no doubt that Joy Behar us that they use biggest headline momaker. Do you the million-dollar question? Well, what happens to the lawsuit with Behar no longer on the show? Will he legal fight co-continue, or will ABC step in to extinguish the fire before it spirals any further out of co-control? Some industry insiders believe the network is already working behind the scenes to strike a deal with Karoline Leavitt, hoping to bury the controversy before it does any more damage to ABC's image. A prolonged, hour-true battle could be a PR disaster, ragging the network name through the mud and keeping Behar controversial remarks in the spotlight for months, maybe even years. Not everyone thinks it'll be that easy. Leavitt fuses to settle and moves forward with her lawsuit could set a major legal precedent for how defamation cases affect public figures, particularly in the entertainment and media world. Now, this isn't just about the viewer, even ABC, and anymore. This scandalous sparked a much larger co-conversation. How accountable should media stars be for their words? Should show hosts have the freedom to make inflammatory comments without facing repercussions? Or is this the tipping point their networks finally begin to rein in their most controversial voices? Behar exit is sending shockwaves through the industry, raising critical questions about the future of outspoken TV stars. Will networks start treading more carefully when hiring bobbled and filtered experts, or will they double down knowing that controversy sells? None hangs for sure. His isn't just about Joy Behar anymore. His is about the future of who gets to say what on the national television.